This is Caitlin Campbell, and I doubt we'll ever see another comment section nearly as brutal as hers. She gets called Heavy Potter, Lesbian Peter Griffin, and White Kim Jong-un. Although if you're familiar with Caitlin Campbell's content, you might argue that she really doesn't deserve it. Her videos focus on the uncontroversial topic of coffee, initially posting tutorials on how to make certain types or use specific pieces of gear.
My goal on TikTok is to help you brew the best coffee you possibly can at home.
Since she was also promoting her own product called Street Brew, Caitlin added videos talking about how she ran her business.
Welcome to the day in the life of a 29-year-old small business owner who makes coffee for a living.
And while this was already hard enough to manage,
running a small business, running any kind of business is tough. There are going to be bad days, there are going to be bad seasons, there are going to be days you want to throw in the towel.
there was another thing making it even harder.
From the moment I started posting on TikTok, I was met with hate and trolls and negative comments. Like,
really?
This is just the way it is with anything. Why is that guy saying really as if that's a fucking surprise? What's his first day on the fucking internet? What is this?
Yeah, like, oof. So I guess, first of all, like, the sad thing is that she's not doing anything, like, bad, you know? She's just existing, and then people are just pointing out over and over again the one insult they have against her is that she's overweight. I don't think this is something she doesn't know. Should the internet be like that? No. Is it like that? Yes. If she was a 10 out of 10 hot girl, people would praise her all the time. I think she would get less flack. I feel like a lot of the reason people just go after people that aren't hurting anyone usually is because of jealousy. Maybe if she was attractive, people would just be like, oh, people only like your coffee because you're hot. Like, I think they might be jealous inherently that she's got a pretty wholesome job that people would consider easy, which is making coffee, and she's getting paid for it, and she's having a good time with it. And that's what they're mad at inherently. So they just pick at the first visual thing that people are insecure about, which is being overweight.
Yeah, obviously she's overweight, so people are going to call her fat. Like, what are you sugarcoating, pussyfooting around for?
Yep,
like, that's just the way it is. If there's something wrong with you, people on the internet will remind you that that is the case. If you're balding, people will tell you that. If your nose is too big, you'll be reminded. If you're fat, they'll say that you're fat. That's the way it is. And it doesn't matter, like, XQC, like, think about anything that's wrong with a person, like, whether it's a mole on their face, whether it's anything. People, a lazy eye.
the moment I started posting.
You're like, here's some coffee.
Yeah. And just
like, I
like
hate you.
destroy.
Yeah.
On an early video encouraging people to
I think
open
they're very
their own
jealous.
business, Caitlin received comments such as, maybe start a gym.
Well, of course, people are going to take this they're going to take this personally because she's encouraging people to take ownership and accountability for their own life and improve it. And like, of course, people don't want to hear that. They want to hear that every problem that they have is because of their parents or the government or another race of people. It's because of black people or white.
That's another good point, is that she is her own purveyor of her success. She is successful at something that a lot of people would see as a dream job or an easy way out, and people like her and there's nothing to dislike about her. So they have to pick at her. The reason they're doing it is because they feel insecure about themselves. That's what it comes down to. Her succeeding, that makes people have to look internally at themselves and how they live their life, because they are jealous that she could just be happy and have nice things. And the alternative to not picking on her in their one-dimensional mind is looking at themselves and being introspective to themselves, which they don't want to do. Clearly, being happy is cringe.
All you do is roast coffee
That's
beans,
the reason.
calm down.
Or women.
This understandably began to hurt her feelings.
Definitely like really bothered me because like in real life people aren't jerks like that mostly.
This is a very important point to make.
So much that Caitlin felt the need to reply to the negative comments. Building a community. Yeah, you started it all. Never claimed I started it all. How can you be good at coffee? The same way you can be good at anything else. Practice and make better.
What do you mean, how can you be good at coffee?
Yeah.
Like, couldn't you just, I mean, like, there's got to be, like, a way to be good at coffee, because if there wasn't, then there wouldn't be like companies that sell. What are you talking about? Coffee's a skill. I'm sure there's a spectrum of quality that exists with coffee. Yeah, I mean, is it as large of a spectrum?
It's not like
as
playing a
playing
Souls-like
violin?
game.
Probably not.
Why
but
does
I'm
that
sure
matter?
there's some variables there. You work smarter, not harder.
You work smarter, not harder. Why does that matter? I'm sure there's some variables there. You work smarter, not harder. 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 You If it was really up to skill level being what gives her merit, or a job being difficult, okay, how about this, a job being difficult? People at fast food jobs work very hard. People that are plumbers work very hard. That's not giving them more merit, like...
Coffee. You're just making coffee. Everyone is good at making coffee.
That's
I
crazy.
beg to differ, with the continual hate bringing Caitlyn to a crossroads.
You have two choices. Keep posting content and ignore the trolls, ignore the haters, and go out there and win.
There was this one girl I saw on Instagram who would go out and review parking lots.
Hi guys, because I don't have any hobbies, my new hobby is reviewing parking lots.
And everybody loved her. What was the difference? She was hot.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. She's an attractive girl. I only take my parking lot opinions from hot girls. I see. The difficult thing about being fat and on the internet is it's not like smoking. It's not like drinking. It's not like being a inherently horrible human. You can hide those things. The one thing that sucks about being overweight is everyone can see it. So it's very easy for people to point it out as an insecurity. Joking aside, parking lot reviews is such a meta meme. You guys think I should start reviewing parking lots? Reject norms on media websites and instead learn from the one girl how to make great coffees and the other girl about what are the best parking lots, alright? Get all the good information from all the girls doing interesting segments on the internet, alright? And then go to the guys on the internet like Review Bruh and find out what fast food places have the best stuff on their menu, alright?
Just the way it is.
Or stop posting content and do something else.
Rather than defending herself, Caitlyn began embracing the elements that made her page unique.
How I deal with the hate. I don't live and die by the comments. I'm not searching for validation from people who don't know me.
And when asked if she could
That's very
focus
good.
on
That's
the
a healthy
coffee
way
and
to
not
view it. That's how you have to view it.
speeches, Caitlyn politely told the viewer that she'd keep doing whatever she wanted, which when done this eloquently certainly adds to a person's charm. It's so funny to see people getting so triggered over somebody sharing stuff about their passion. We get it, you don't like coffee. It honestly blows my mind. People get so triggered over coffee. Why are people getting so mad? It's literally just coffee. Say it louder for the people.
Because they're insecure about themselves.
The reason why they're triggered is because she's invested and engaged in something and she lives in a lifestyle that they don't think that she should be happy in. So whenever they see a person who's happy in a lifestyle that they disapprove of, it makes people mad because it makes, I think, a lot of them question internally what their value system really is built off of.
So the other thing is that he didn't mention is that she's very confident in herself. And confidence in yourself and what you are doing is something that, like, is a threat to people who are insecure, even if you're not doing anything to bother them. She's very secure in herself, and she doesn't really lean on things on the internet that people typically lean on. And again, people are jealous. But, like, people who are unapologetically themselves are very confident in themselves, especially if they deviate from societal norms on the internet. If you can be happy like that, I can't use my usual excuses to complain about my own life. Exactly. That is exactly the mindset they have.
Because if there's a person who's happy doing a thing that this person hates, why do you hate that thing? It doesn't make logical sense.
Because they're not using logic.
So funny to see people get mad you like coffee. Everyone has hobbies.
They're fueled
so
by
what's wrong with coffee
insecurity
being
and
one?
immaturity.
It's crazy how triggered people get, although this failed to stop the rapidly increasing negative comments.
Yeah, because they're calling her fat. I mean, like, what's really, is this really... I mean, this is so crazy to me that, like, this is some kind of a fucking revelation that people are going to call you fat on the internet. Like, bro, duh, like, goddamn.
You don't think she already knows?
Talking about her daily coffee intake, viewers berated her by stating, how about you watch your calorie intake too? You eat 2 chocolate cakes a day though too, yeah? You don't look like you worry about intakes. I guess she didn't really help herself by making lattes out of Fruit Loops, although the shirt she was wearing in the video revealed another reason she perhaps didn't deserve the hate. Caitlyn
I don't know why people care about whether she was watching her intake or not. It doesn't have anything to do with the thing that she's successful at doing. She's good at making coffee. She's not telling you that, like, the coffee she makes helps you lose weight, so who gives a damn? I'm just trying to figure out who asked. That's her own burden to bear about her weight and what she does with her time. I don't see how that's your business. Like, at least with her, she could watch her calories and lose weight. There's nothing you can do, you know. There's nothing that easy you could do to change your shitty personality. There's no, you know, 5-step system or program that's gonna change your shitty attitude, so she's doing better off than the people commenting about her. It's part of a mob mentality. I just think that this happens a lot more than some people realize. Like, no matter what thing it is that you have that's an obvious insecurity, an obvious difference from other people, people are gonna make fun of you for. Guys, look at the review, bro. All he does, okay, his existence is just reviewing foods, and people just go after his appearance every time. I'm telling you, it's not just her, it's anybody on the internet that looks different in any capacity. They're just gonna pick at it because they're insecure about themselves, and people that are different or unconventional being successful bothers them because they don't want to look internally. It happens all the time.
Explained that she began TikTok because she missed out on her dream job.
So I got rejected from what I thought was like my dream job at the time. I used to be a pastor. It was a very big pastoring job.
Which was a role she'd been studying for over 4 years.
So I wanted to go into ministry.
Man,
That's
that
what I
sucks.
went to school for. I worked in ministry for 4 years.
And while being religious doesn't automatically make her better or moral...
No, it does, because people, like, the truth is that in our culture, the predominant religion is Christianity.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
A lot of the people have had bad experiences with Christianity. And because of that, people... and also, like, let's be honest, and I think it's because it's not the dominant religion, it's much less socially acceptable to be critical or negative about Islam, about Hinduism,
for sure.
about, like, I mean, I don't know why the fuck you would be negative about Buddhism. It's not even the same thing. But, you know, any other religion. I think that absolutely, you know, at least in the Western world, Christianity is kind of the predominant religion. Sorry, not Western, English speaking.
I'd say that somebody who dreams of being
Didn't you make a statement about how people won't like you if you're fat, and then Twitter and TikTok went off on you because the fat people there felt attacked?
A lot of people got mad at Asmon because he pointed out in one of his videos that if you are overweight, if you are fat, people will pick at that, and you will get like a natural debuff on the internet just for having that component of yourself visible. And like people got mad at him, like, how dare you be so mean to fat people? And he's like, I didn't cause this. I'm just like, I'm stating the obvious. It was so weird. They got really mad at him for it.
Of what you're saying, I bet you'll still have people that disagree with you. Well, then that's why I never really need to defend this stuff, is because facts don't need to be defended. They can just be proven. And just
it was
the
a fact. It
will
wasn't him
prove
like
these
being
things
mean.
right. And so I don't need to go and like argue with somebody and fight and like claw this away from them to try to like prove them like, oh no, I'm actually right. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. So yeah, you've got a lot of people that have a lot of negative opinions about religion, especially Christianity, because a lot of the people that are on Western-speaking Twitter, Western-speaking TikTok, their mom and their dad probably took away their toys because of Christianity. And that's the reason.
Although I actually think that this aspect of the video about her is actually making this is a net positive for her by the people, not a negative in this case. I agree with what Asmon's saying, but I actually think this is making people sympathize with her. And it's not just because of the fact that she's Christian. I think the bigger point that is made here, you're so overweight and lazy and have a privileged life. You have no idea what hard work is. That's what they're insecure about. That she's living a life where her job is easy and she doesn't have to do much, and she has no idea what hard work is, okay? But now that this background story came out about her, that she actually got a degree, and she had a dream job that she worked hard for before this, okay? It's more based, you know, potentially on helping other people. Now they're like, oh, shit. is pretty funny that people accused her of not being hardworking and, oh, you're lazy and you have no idea what hard work is. A lot of people were mad and saying she had it easy, so it just counts against them in this case, which is funny.
Might
College
be slightly
dropouts
more
in
ethical
shambles,
than
yeah.
the standard TikTok troll, because Caitlyn then revealed that 20% of her company's revenue goes to the homeless population in her
Oh,
city.
fuck.
Ooh, that sucks. That means that she's not somebody who sits on her butt and is selfish and has no idea what hard work is, and all she does is sit on the internet and lazily not contribute to society while doing an easy job called coffee. Oof. Oh no, she's helping people? Shit. Oh.
I mean, like, Mr. Beast did this. What a mistake.
That's true. Even if you're helping people and
Yeah, which, if
successful at it, people will find a way to hate you, alright? Mr. Beast being a good example.
Anything led to a positive article titled "Father-Daughter Duo Behind Street Brew Coffee Wants to Serve Up Real Change for Toronto's Homeless." Caitlyn also managed to land a spot on breakfast television until her positive path was reversed by one single TikTok that created a whole new wave of hate.
Making
Oh
coffee
boy,
is
here
harder
we
than your
go.
9 to 5.
Hear me out. First, you have to weigh out your coffee to the exact gram, and then you have to get it ground up. It is exhausting turning this crank over and over again. Then, after weighing out your water and getting it
This
heated
is
up,
hilarious.
you
I
pour it
love
out in
it.
circular motions over and over and over again until you reach the goal weight. The whole process can take 4 to 6 plus minutes, depending on what brew method you're using. Just pouring water over and over. Then finally, after all that hard work, you can enjoy the cup. But man, I'm exhausted. I need a nap.
After her TikTok gained over 2 million views,
Who got mad
Caitlyn was
about that?
duetted by people
People are
working
mad. Do you guys not know what satire is? She's joking. She's literally grinning through the entire video.
in manual labor.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Oh my fucking god. This is the same shit that happened with Hassan, right? Remember that? And like, I defended him and people said the same thing about me. And like, yeah, they just asked for it. Yeah, it's actually crazy that like, there will always be these people that have like they're waiting to trauma dump.
I will say that in Hassan's case, his was a little bit, because I looked into it, just so you guys know. Hassan was upset and saying that he does have a hard time with content creation, and people do think that it's easier than it actually is. He was serious about that. This is satire. This is a joke. Now, I will say that people, no matter what, whenever you just say that something is difficult in any capacity, anytime you complain about something being difficult, somebody will, like, feel the need to, like, compete with you and be like, oh yeah, well, my life's more difficult than yours, which is, I think, where he's gonna go with this.
The moment that somebody says they have it hard, you have these people that have, like, a fucking utility belt of problems like they're Batman. And it's like, I have to wake up early. I only
Not the
have
Batman
one
utility
leg,
belt!
and I had to walk to school, and it was uphill both ways somehow. And it's like, oh my god, man. Can anybody... It's like people that are like... They are, like, suffering to them as a competition. And if anybody is suffering in a way that they feel isn't valid, then they suddenly lose their mind. It's just, I grew up in a box. Yeah, exactly. It's so obnoxious. I hate
He's
people
right.
like this.
He's 100% right. It's like, oh, you walked, 5 miles to school. I walked 10 barefoot in the snow. Sometimes I fell down and sprained my ankle, but I still walked. What do you mean you had a difficult time?
The Oppression Olympics. And also, she was clearly joking. It's just a joke. Like,
Man, the
it's
joke
not a
went
big
right
deal.
over their heads
Coffee is harder than your
impressively.
9 to
yeah.
5.
which were captioned with titles such as "So thankful I'm not making coffee anytime soon.
Yeah.
Honestly don't know how I'd manage." When a similar duet gained over 13,000 upvotes,
Duet?
most people managed to realize that Caitlyn's video was satire.
Honestly, I'm jealous. I'm jealous that he doesn't know what that feature does. A duet on TikTok is you can essentially quote retweet them like you do on Twitter and put your video alongside theirs reacting to it. And it's called duetting because TikTok used to be based on music. So you used to like add, like somebody would sing and then you would add harmony or whatever in with it. So you would actually be duetting the song. and they're providing their insight on it. This is what it looks like when you duet someone.
Managed to realize that Caitlyn's video was satire.
It's
However,
obvious.
it seemed as
Took
though the
him long
backlash
enough,
was
my
exactly what
goodness.
she wanted.
Like
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm just trying to engagement bait. That's my goal.
Given a single
Ooh,
negative
nice.
tweet bashing Caitlyn would explode her mainstream presence.
What is this phenotype, Nickelodeon and its consequences?
What?
I mean, it's just, this is about her being fat. Like, that's
It's
it.
another comment that she's fat.
That's all about it.
The post featured a video of Caitlyn with the caption, "What is this phenotype? Nickelodeon and its consequences."
Yeah.
To which Caitlyn politely responded, "Oh hey, that's me. I just love my job and want to make people smile," which wound up gaining over 30 million views.
Wow.
Her humble response
Let's
led
go.
to favor from the media, as well
Man,
as a
the
shout out from
ratio
an
is
Instagram
insane.
page called Quentin Quarantino, with the post gaining almost 70,000 likes.
That's a lot of
Caitlyn
likes.
explained how much the hate had helped her grow.
A couple days ago, a troll posted one of my pop-up videos in the
Man, if you can't, you know, I feel like it's like, don't feed the trolls, milk the trolls for all they're worth.
hopes of tearing me down and spreading
Exhibit
negativity,
A.
but it backfired in the best way
Then
possible.
profit.
We were flooded with orders. We had our best sales day ever. We grew thousands of followers.
She
and just
is
got so
winning.
much positive feedback, comments, and messages.
Although with a bigger Instagram following, Caitlyn faced another problem. While TikTok automatically filters hateful comments, Instagram isn't quite so generous, and as a result her posts filled with nothing but
Oh, what are the posts here? Bro built to survive a car accident. This, bro, look at this. Look at this. There's no way the person that posted this.
See, this is something I'm glad he's talking about, because a lot of the people that make really mean comments that people get hung up on, the one thing I noticed is they never look at who these people actually are. That's the issue, is all these people think that these people are somehow like esteemed people you should listen to, and in reality it's like 12-year-olds and people who would never post their face on the internet in any capacity or any content. You know, it's like their opinion is literally garbage.
This has gone through puberty. Look at it. These are all pictures of, like, this is just some random skinny white kid. Do you really
Yeah.
need to go and talk shit? Do you really need to do that? Like, because if all the people, like, just settle down.
nothing but brutal insults. In the process, Caitlyn cultivated the world's most dedicated hater, Anonymous51782, who went through all of her old posts to write negative comments on all of them. Caitlyn
See, like, this guy doesn't even have his own anime Sona chat. It's like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Naruto as their profile picture. They don't even have their own Sona. The picture you're using isn't yourself. Or any iteration of a self.
Oh, so he has a mental illness. Yeah, I've dealt with these people. People do this to me too.
Yeah,
it's
and
actually-
also they're like living rent-free, apparently, on your content. Like, they really, really, really want you to hear what they are saying. And they are spending very large amounts of time to do this, because they don't have a life.
pretty common that content creators have people like this happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, I've had tons of people do this to me.
haters also developed a whole new style of comment, simply writing hate from followed by their place. There was hate from Epstein's Island, hate from St. Jude's Children's Hospital, hate from the front lines of Ukraine, and hate from the cartels, but more simply there was hate from Australia, which gained the attention of the Yo Mama's House podcast.
This is one of the biggest ones that goes, people just write hate. Hate from Australia. Hey, we're on
Okay.
the other side of the world. Just want you to know that I hate you.
In a
Alright.
13-minute video talking about the hate, Tom Segura pointed out that the comments were getting more likes than she had followers.
Ignore all the positive comments. 70,000 likes. I don't know.
Alright.
She doesn't have like 1 million followers.
I just like, what I find to be so crazy is it's like a bunch of middle-aged men. Are we all pretending here? Like, we've got to be pretending, right? That this is a shock that a bunch of kids. Hello, hi, Cassie. Oh, with the new model. Yeah, congratulations on that.
Oh, we got a
It's
Cassie
like, is it
read?
a bunch of dudes
Let's go.
that are like pretending, like, why would they make fun of this fat girl? Why would they possibly
Asmon Papa! Anyway.
do this? What could possibly be doing? I guarantee you,
That's
whenever
that
they were
VTuber.
in middle school, the funniest fucking thing, the thing they laughed at the most was whenever the fat kid fell down the stairs. That's 100%
Yeah,
what
they're
it was.
just
They're probably
rude
worse.
middle schoolers.
But we gotta go and sit and act like that's not what we were doing? Come on.
This is a meager.
It's obvious what's
account.
going on.
Yeah,
This is a bunch
I mean,
of kids.
it has like 40,000, which is not nothing for sure.
Although
Bunch of
it'd be
kids being
also through this
stupid.
video that Caitlyn's following quadrupled, which she'd capitalize on in a pretty clever way, by launching a Hate from Australia coffee blend. Talk about turning lemonade from lemons. Brilliant marketing move. As a result, Caitlyn became a guest on the podcast.
So we got your mom's house coffee, and then the Hate from Australia, which is actually Australian coffee. So nice
This
blend.
is?
And when given the chance to slam her competition, she'd instead do the opposite.
I've heard a lot of coffee enthusiasts say that Starbucks is crap. What's your take on that?
We owe a lot of third wave coffee success to Starbucks, so no animosity there. They started the third wave coffee movement. Without them, local roasters like me wouldn't exist.
Caitlyn then expanded
I'm telling you, she's always been very self-secure, which is also something people don't like. She doesn't hate on other people. She doesn't hate on, like, corporations that will be bigger than she might ever be. She doesn't harbor animosity towards other people because she's secure enough in herself that she doesn't need to.
on her strategy for dealing with hate.
I know who I am as a person. I'm very confident in who I am. I have a great support system.
That's awesome.
A very close circle of people, and they can call
That's
me
the
on my
way
BS.
I feel. Like, people call me, make fun of me for shit. It's like, you think I don't know I'm bald? You think I don't know that I have a weird looking face? Like, I have a fucking mirror. You think you're the first person to tell me that? What? Bro, I knew this for a bit. What are you talking about?
They're more than allowed to, and if you're not in my close circle, I don't really care about your opinion that
Such a
deeply.
Fuck 'em.
good way.
After which she
Yeah,
filmed a
that's
classic
great.
TikTok workout, and with comments such as "Tom Segura brought me here and you're now my favorite person," it seemed her appearance on the podcast had made a significant impact. Caitlyn's therefore become so popular she's had to reject certain coffee events.
We're getting emails. They're like, "Oh, we want to come here. We want to come here." We're like, "Absolutely not. We are
She's
taking
like,
you
I
out
need
the
a
rest of the
break,
day."
all
With
right?
her social media journey
Ooh.
being best summarized by the following comment. Words cannot express how much love I have for all the hate you've gotten. Look what happens when you're a good sport and roll with the punches while staying true to your original mission. So
That's
happy
very
for
sweet.
you.
Honestly, that's so sweet. I am nothing but happy for them. Also, I wanted to make this comment, but she has a really nice voice. I know that's weird to say, maybe, but I don't know. There's some people's voices that you could, like, listen to on a podcast because they just have a nice voice to listen to for long periods of time, and I think she does have a really nice voice.
You know what's kind of crazy about this?
This is
Is that this person is doing what Jesus would say to do. Because
Oh, yeah, that's a
everybody
good
always
point.
likes to talk about how they're a Christian and then they're smoking crack. But it's actually kind of crazy that this person
It's true.
genuinely is doing what the scripture says. She should have
Yeah,
gone
she
into the
is.
fucking I don't know, being a nun or a pastor or whatever, the ministry. Yeah, the ministry. She should have done it. I mean, that's leading by example. It's incredible. I think this is
she
such
never hated on anyone. She did her own thing. She tries to inspire other people. She's literally living by, you know, the things she supports. You know, the religion she supports. She's a good definition of that.
a
She is
great
leading by
story
example.
of resilience. It really is.
yeah,
And
it is.
there's
It's sweet.
nothing that makes losers more mad than realizing that everything that they say and everything that they do not only doesn't matter, but works against them. And I think that's what really makes a lot of those people
Thanks for hating me and calling me fat. I couldn't be here without you. Now I make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
mauled, is they see a person like this and it's like, and also, by the way, the average age of these commenters, listen, 13 or 14. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, this is, I refuse to acknowledge that this is going to be, like, these posts, the majority of the likes, I mean, this is 2 likes, but like the ones that had like 30,000 likes and shit like that, 16,000 likes. Like, I think these are 100% coming from at least teenagers, and I would probably say underage teenagers. I think that if you made the law to where, like, kids couldn't have a fucking social media account, none of these posts would have existed. None of these posts. This is, again, another argument of why kids should not be on social media. You look at this kind of shit. Profile picture was a family photo. Yeah, this is 5th grade photo. Grown-ups are super toxic. Fuck you mean?
Oh, man.
They are, but, like, kids are toxic in, like, a different way. So...
Exactly.
It's not just young people. It's very self-esteem chunks. I think that, no. I mean, and you're right. You're right. It is older people as well.
Yeah,
but
sure.
The truth is that I think that a lot of people just don't like this type of mindset that like kids have, just being shitty, right? Talking shit, being obnoxious, everything like that. Especially whenever it's by a bunch of fucking losers. That's the thing, is like you see a lot of these people posting pictures and like, I mean, look, they're ugly as fuck. Like they look like weirdos too. Like, what do you really give a sit here and talk shit? Of all the people that talk shit, it really doesn't need to be from you. Adults toxic.
I know, that's like the most funny part of it all, I think, too, is usually these people that have the most awful things to say, you look at, like, their profile and you're like, out of all the people to say this, you definitely have no room to talk.
But on point, kids are just toxic, pure stupidity. Yeah, this is just stupid. And so I would say that's really what we're going into. He's not saying the adults wouldn't do it. He's saying children, the picture wouldn't help. Yeah, it would. And I think it would reduce, like, the majority of this. Is it the same as kids on a street corner shouting abuse? Yeah. Like, I used to do that when I was a kid. Like, I was on the bus and, like, we would drive by somebody, I'd scream at them. Like,
oh
yeah.
My God.
And, like, would I do that now? Like, no, I would not do that now. But as a kid, I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I could possibly do.
I can't say I could relate,
100%.
but, like, yeah, when you're a kid, like, your frontal lobe isn't developed. So if you remove that section of the internet in the period of their life where they're learning what's acceptable and not acceptable, yeah, it probably would lessen this quite a bit. It may not fix it, but it would lessen it for sure.
Percent of that, yeah. And so, like, little kids, and, like, the funny thing is that it shows that having a winning personality matters more than anything else, because she's way more successful. She's, like, making money. People like her. And it's crazy because, like, there's a lot of guys, and, like, you are going to get people like this that are negative, and they have, it's like the red pill stuff. But, like, if you're a good person...
Sure.
And you're delivering a service and a product that people want to see, then people are going to be there for it no matter what. But let's not be naive here. You're playing on hard mode. You are. She played it on hard mode and she won the game. Congratulations.
I think that's why her story is more inspiring than anybody else doing the exact same thing. Is because she's not thin. She is overweight, and that is hard because she's unconventional. That it makes it more inspiring, she can have these outward facing flaws that people ridicule on the internet all the time, and people can go after them outwardly, and she could still persevere through it and not listen to it, and also have the people that are being unkind feed into her success. That's extremely inspiring. There is many people who could not persevere through this amount of hate. It's nasty. The most farming she did of the haters is make a video that was clearly satire, saying that making coffee is hard. Alright? I would have said a lot meaner things if people said the stuff that they did to her. Alright? That's the most spicy she was the entire time. It makes her a breath of fresh air that she, isn't following this exact cookie cutter layout that most people feel they have to follow, It's great. It's a huge W.
That's incredible. It is.
Mua, 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 mua.